Hey everyone, welcome to Gundam Time. My name is Andrea, and today's video is going to be a tips and tricks video for Idle Planet Miner. And for those of you who are new to my channel, I like to give tutorials and tips and tricks on the various games I've been playing on my phone. And if you go through my videos, you'll see that a lot of my time has been spent playing EatVenture. And to those of you who are my EatVenture fans, I'm hoping to be able to introduce you guys to other games that I enjoy, such as this one and We Are Warriors and etc. But so this is called Idle Planet Miner, and it is an idle game where you have planets that you mine resources from. So copper from the first planet, copper and iron, iron and lead, iron, lead, copper from those. Anyway, so I'm just going to go through a little bit of the mechanics of the game, and I'm going to be giving tips and tricks along the way. For those of you who, like me, probably maybe didn't even look into any best plays ideas for this, I've got some serious regrets when I first started playing the game that it's like, dang it, if I'd only known that. And that my very, very first tip is actually going to be something like that. And that is, do not unlock past planets 5 through 7. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. This is 6 up there, and that's 7. And I will go into more detail later about why not to do that. But just know right now, that is my biggest takeaway for this video, is do not unlock past planets 1 through 5/1 through 7. So that's my first tip. And like I said, I will get into that more after I explain a few other things first. So this game does not require you to spend any money. That said, this game is one of the best value games I've found when it comes to spending money. For example, ads. So up here, I have the option to watch an ad to get some money. If you purchase their ad-free option, it is like, you won't regret it. It is the best ad-free option purchase I've ever had in any single game, and I am so glad I did it. So it automatically sends me the money, and that is, occasionally it'll offer dark matter, which is that thing up there. But anyway, I think that was like a $10 purchase or something like that, which is pretty common for ad-free games. Ad-free purchases in games. And it is definitely worth it. They also give you a whole bunch of these points down here. This is called the beacon. And when you do the ad-free purchase, it for owning disabled. So it gives you 25 per day. And then it also gives you, every time you click on that ad thing, it'll give you a couple more or one, I don't know if it's one more or whatever, but because when you watch an ad, it'll give you one of those. But when you purchase the ad-free version, it gives you one when you watch it, and then it gives you a bunch every single day anyway. So really definitely worth it. I'm so glad I did it. Anyway, so if you decide to spend any other money in the game, if you can't tell, I have spent money. I bought the daughter ship, I bought the Exodus, and I bought the elder ship. At this point, I don't feel the need to spend more money beyond that, though there are a couple other ships that come rarely and that I may or may not. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, moving on, my next tip is to sell your galaxies for around 10 million for a while, and I'll just show you really fast. So this is the value of my current galaxy, and if you want to see your current galaxy, you tap on that right there. I recommend having it just because, oh, come on, let me open it, thank you. Just because it gives you clarity, shows you right off the bat where you're at. And the reason I recommend to sell your galaxy around 10 million for a while is because it will give you what's known as credits. So, that's these things right here. So see, I get a base reward. So if you're selling around 10 million, you'll get 10 of those, as you can see right there. And then when you sell around 100 million, you get 30, et cetera, et cetera. And I was like, oh man, it must be better to go longer so I can get more credits, right? That is not the case. Do not fall for that trap. And again, I will explain in a little bit why. But when you sell for credits, you can spend those credits on different rooms in your mothership. This is your mothership right there. Just when you tap on it, it opens down to resources. But anyway, so I have, because I've done a couple galaxies that went on forever and ever, I ended up with a bunch of credits. So I came in here and I spent those credits on different upgrades, which ended up being, the credits themselves are really good. Those upgrades I do not regret, but I do regret having my galaxy go past 5 and 7. Okay, so I already showed that one. Okay, so my next tip is there's going to be tournaments. They'll be right here. Join a tournament, compete against up to 100 other players for prizes. Now, tournaments are really great once you get past the beginning stage and you're kind of in the pre-mid game level to end game level. I think they're very, very good, but I believe, this is my opinion, that they are a waste of time unless you can rank. So copper, and I just went from copper to silver. I ranked like in this range right here, 3 to 5. So that was really great. But in tournaments, you get these energy cells, and let me show you where those come. This right here it doesn't pop up right away when you're playing the game. It comes after you've sold a galaxy or two, but it comes in here. And for all of the energy cells I've earned, I've only been able to do one level on this. And I mean, look at that, plus 0.02% level per level, I mean. And I've only been able to do one there, and then I've been able to do two here. It's not worth it when you're very first starting out to try to do tournaments and try to win those things. The thing that you want to do the tournaments for are actually these resource stars. And of course the dark matter. And resource stars are super, super important in this game. And I will explain again, that's all going to be explained in just a little bit. But just moving on through my tips and tricks here. So anyway, but the good thing about participating in tournaments is you do get dark matter as a reward, but if you're not ready to participate, you'll be tempted to do things that you will regret later, like spending money. Spending money is fine in the game if you've got the money, but in the beginning, a tournament, spending your money, the chances of you getting a really good reward are really slim when you're first starting out. Because look at this, see? And look at this. This is not worth it. I would say like none of these are worth it to me, because maybe once you get around to here, and once you get around here, because you start getting those resource stars. But to me, I think it's better to focus on just selling your galaxy and starting over, and selling your galaxy and starting over for a while before you participate in tournaments. And if you do participate in a tournament in the early game, don't spend your resources, don't spend your boosts, none of that on it. Because when you're very first starting out, they're not going to go very far. And it's better for you to save them for later. Okay, so dark matter is something that you get up here. Dark matter is basically the main currency for the game. This right here is the currency you get for the individual galaxies. But this one right here and this one right here, those ones carry across along with resource stars across galaxies. This dark matter, it gets you new managers, and managers help your planets perform better. Come on, it's not letting me. There we go. And the dark matter can be used to be spent on boosts. I don't recommend you do that. Not until you fully understand what you want and where you're going with it. Okay. When you do the dark matter, I recommend you save up until you've got 500, and then you come in here and you do Brilliant Academy. Don't spend dark money on the earlier ones. You will get these right here just by playing the game. 1 or 2 every week, depending on if you have a rover out, and then there's like 1 or 2, and as part of your daily sign-ins, like 1 per week. Anyway, so you're going to spend your dark matter on Brilliant Academy managers only, because it's better bang for your buck, and you get a higher chance of getting a good manager. Now, let me show you the manager. So this dude here, all cargo is, he's got a ship speed and all cargo benefit, but this one right here, this one's really valuable because all craft speed is increased, and same with the mine rate. And I generally stick to just the mine rate, because after a while, mine rate is the most important upgrade, and after a while, the ship and the speed is something that is cheap to upgrade, whereas the mine rate is not, and you make your money off of the mine rate. There we go. Okay, so let me show you how that actually works. You come in here and you see how much more expensive it is to upgrade my mining rate. So I've got my little Nate guy here, and he's helping increase that mine rate. And these are very cheap upgrades, but I want more of the copper, and so that's why I'm using him. And on this planet over here, again, it's the same thing. As you can see, I've been putting more money towards the upgrade of the planets themselves, the mine rate. Okay, so the planets, mine those things. Let me show you what it looks like. You guys see I've got these little beams that are going. That's not how it starts out. It starts out like this. And there, the little ship is going back and forth. Oops, I didn't want to do that. We'll keep it on 5. See how the ship goes back and forth? That's basically how it looks when you're first starting out. And my goal is to get to the beam because that means it's going fast enough. And if it's going fast enough for the beam to be activated, then my next goal is to have it mining enough for that so that it's not showing zeros all the time, because that's a waste, right? See how fast it's going and how many zeros are there, and the cargo space is 34. Okay, let me explain that really fast. So this is your mining rate. This is how quickly they're mining on the planet. This is how fast your ship is going back and forth, and this is how much it carries each time it goes back and forth. And you want to have your mine rate. My goal, and I don't know if you guys, those of you who play this game a lot, will agree with this, but my goal is to always have as close to the max here as possible, so that when the ship picks up, it does drop it down to 0, but that I am as high as possible on mining without it building up. If it builds up, you are missing out on an opportunity to make money. So don't let it build up too much, but get as close as you can to that barrier. So let's go ahead and put some more money towards these things. We're going to do this a couple times. Go back to this dude here. I've already got my managers. I don't have more than 5 manager slots unlocked. I haven't needed that yet. And other people might disagree. So you see how I want to get to the point where I've got the beam, and then I boost after that. But I will say right now that it's not as important that you get these 2 upgraded as it is that you get the first 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 upgraded. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So your focus is going to be on these first 5, and then you'll focus on that one later game. Right now, it doesn't really matter to me. Okay, so, oh yeah, down here on the bottom is all the information on your galaxy and plus your ships and stuff. And so when you're first starting out in this game and haven't been playing it for very long, let me just double check. You're going to be getting in mostly just copper, iron, and lead. And then if you unlock that last planet, number 7, then you'll get silica as well. So in the beginning, like I said, my biggest tip is don't unlock past planets 5 through 7. And the reason for that is because when you participate in tournaments, you are given what is called resource stars. And the resource stars are very important to getting good progress in this game. And if you unlock past... Okay, so let me just start over. The number of things that you've unlocked in here under projects. So I got all the way up to here, and I unlocked a bunch of these things over here, a bunch of these things here, those. But I unlocked a huge portion of this. And the problem with that is I was like, yes, I'm doing super, super well. But the problem with that is when you participate in a tournament and you get these resource stars, you don't get to pick what those resource stars go to. So basically what they do is they are randomly assigned to a specific thing that you have unlocked. It could be a planet. I don't remember if it can. I'm pretty sure it can be a planet. But it can also be like your mine rate, your ship speed, your cargo. In my case, I got stars that were assigned to some random stuff that unless I play the game for like a month, I'm not going to have access to them. And so in the beginning, the reason I suggest that you don't unlock past planet 1 through 5, maybe through 7, is because when you participate in tournaments, you're given these resource stars. They are randomly assigned to anything that you have unlocked. And the most powerful way to progress quickly through the game is to have those resource stars be assigned only to planets 1 through 5 and these very lower level things that you've unlocked, because that gets you going so much faster through the game. Because if you do it the way I did it, and you don't get to take advantage of the resource stars, which basically increase the output of the thing that it's getting applied to, then you're not going to be able to, it's going to take you like 3 weeks before you get to the point where you can take advantage of that resource star. And so I really do wish that I hadn't. Let me show you my stats, past galaxies. So the game forced me to sell at this point, which really annoyed me, honestly. I was like, I wasn't ready to sell. And then I sold a couple times, and I think this is the one where I participated in a galaxy or in a tournament, and I don't think, maybe that's not it. I think this is it right here, honestly. This is the one where I participated in Galaxy. I don't remember. Anyway, it wasn't worth it. I didn't rank or anything. And then I got to this right here, the 105 billion, and that's where I unlocked a whole bunch of different things. And it just was not worth it. Like, I played the game. Oops, come on. It's not letting me. There we go. You see it, I played the game for a whole month to get to that point, and it was not worth it because it diluted all my efforts. And sure, I got to, pretty far along in the game, but it made it so that later galaxies aren't as powerful. And then this is my first tournament I participated in where I got 5th place. And then since then, I have been focusing only on getting the galaxy through the first 1 through 5, sometimes 1 through 7 stars, and then I sell at some point after that. This is the first time I let the game run overnight, and I woke up and I was like, hey, look, that looks pretty great. And then down here, this is the next time I let it run overnight, and then right here's the next time I let it run overnight. And let me show you really fast the way you want to set it up to run overnight. So I'm going to go ahead and sell this galaxy. Do I want to spend? Nope, I don't want to. I'm going to just sell this galaxy. And we are going to, let me show you where I'm putting all of my, see, I've got 55 credits. I might save them. Probably should have gone a little bit longer. Planet upgrade prices. You know, we're going to put it there. Okay, so if you want the game to run overnight, you want to set it up so that it is maximizing profits as much as possible. So come in here and let's go ahead and just start this guy going. Come in here. I always recommend you put it on auto sell. When you first pull it open, it will say all, switch it over to incoming, and then drop it to about 50%. So, and then leave it there when you first start out, okay? And then that way you don't have to worry about selling anything, and it will automatically sell for you. Okay, so then the next thing you're going to do is just let this build up for a little bit. You're getting a bunch of all these things. Let's see. Hold on. Nope, I can't open that up. There we go. I just didn't want to have that copper selected. I'm just going to increase how fast it goes. Just like I said, I like to get it to the beam as quickly as possible. And then, actually, let's go ahead and drop this down and then just hang that up a little bit because that can help us get faster. Get to where I want to go faster. Okay, so with that going through, you see how quickly it's going now. And it won't go this quickly possibly for you because you might not have all the credits assigned that I've got. So I've got these two, upgraded there. Okay, let's go ahead and open up Drasta. That increases or gives us iron. We're going to put iron down to around 50s. And come in here and get that going. We want to get a lot of those, the mining coming. I don't usually upgrade past these 2 planets until I get get them to a point where I am happy, okay? And by happy, I mean what I said earlier, not having it drop to 0 a whole lot. Like, look at this. So my cargo capacity is 33, and it's not getting anywhere near 33. And you can actually see, if you want to math it, it's not getting anywhere near 33. That's okay. We are wanting to get to this point right here so that we can come in here and assign managers. I always assign my best manager to that first planet because that first planet is going to be a cash cow for you if you have it set, if you have the game set up correctly. If you have a lot of your, I haven't unlocked it yet. I was just going to come and show you this thing, the beacon, but if you have your beacon credits pointed towards the lower planets, this planet, because of the distance to your ship, is going to be your cash cow. So let's come in here and go ahead and upgrade that a little bit. Ooh, so now we're getting into the meat. See, look at that. So now it's starting to decrease. And so we are actually going to do that. And now I've got my beam. And then we'll come over here and yeah, so, okay. So if you want the game to run overnight, max, you're going to have these first 4 here open for sure. And you want to have it at the beam, like I said, that point where it is going fast enough for it to beam, and you want to have it so that it's not building up too much. And then you're going to get these things set up. Let me show you what I do with this right here. Come on, auto sell. And I set it up to about right there. And then you can leave it like this running overnight once you've got these where you want them. And I usually will unlock, a bunch of these different planets here just to get things moving along. But anyway, so then once you've got these things fully maxed out and you're 1 through 5 possibly, or you could just do the first 3 planets. I usually do. I like doing these ones as well, the 4th planet. But anyway, so then you just let your phone run overnight, and in the morning you will be able to sell your galaxy and get more benefit. Now, I'm going to say to those of you guys who watch this video and you're like, oh my gosh, she is such a beginner still. I have been playing the game for a couple months. And like I said, I made mistakes in the beginning. I would have progressed so much more quickly if I hadn't made those mistakes. And for those who are watching this and just not sure where you can go, there are videos of people who get from 0 to 1 billion galaxy planet worth value in like 1 minute. So just to let you guys know what the possibilities are, I'm still obviously working towards that. And if I hadn't done that galaxy, that was, if I hadn't gone and unlocked things, I would be progressing much more quickly now. And it's going to slow me down for a long time. And I'm still bitter about it. Anyway, so those are basically all of my tips and tricks. If you want me to do a tips and trick video on tournaments, comment below, let me know. I do have a bunch of strategies that worked really, really well when I did that tournament that got me a number 5 in the copper, I believe. It wasn't super high, but once I figured out how to make it work, it's something I'll be able to replicate all the way across all of these different ones. So comment below if you would like to hear about that, and hit the like and the subscribe button and the bell icon to be alerted to future videos. And I'm going to go ahead and unlock that because, like I said, sometimes I do like to have those other planets. Anyway, let's get this going. Sorry, I'm paying closer attention to what I'm saying rather than playing the game. Anyway, so that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I really do enjoy this game. I do think it's worth some money to spend on it. And it's a game that you can, like, I've seen a lot of people who've been playing it for, 2, 3, 4 years. And it's just a fun one to come back to. I do it while I'm doing work for clients. I'll just set my phone aside to the side of me while I do work for clients, and I'll check in on it periodically and just letting it run while it's just sitting next to me. It is an idle game after all. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. I will talk to you all later. Bye.